I kind of felt lost. I kind of felt distraught. I felt left out a lot. When other kids were doing different work, it just took me a ton longer and I felt like I was rushed. So I had to write words that did not even exist. And it was very, very difficult for me because I wanted to fit in when I was younger.
He would keep his head down or stay in the background and, work on something else during the reading.
He's really good at guessing. And he's a good communicator, and so he could come up with creative ways to answer questions that logically should make sense, but it necessarily wasn't 100% applicable to the story that was being read. He's also very engaging, and so he would find ways to get teachers to kind of just swing over and help him out.
Or do the work for him,
Yeah.
But then I would pick him up from school and he would be all tears and didn't want to turn around and do it again the next day because it's exhausting.
Yeah, it takes a lot of energy
So.
to do that.
All the teachers would be like, there's something going on, we can't put our finger on it. We were just distraught trying to figure it out. But once we got the private psychologist that specialized in dyslexia, I felt like the world opened up.
I found out when I was dyslexic, probably 8 or 7, in the end of 2nd grade. This very nice lady, she kind of just runs some tests, and later we found out I was dyslexic.
I got a bunch of books and sat down with him, we both did, and I was like, listen, we finally have an answer to what's been going on with you. There is a reason why you're so special, and we finally realized that you need a special kind of teacher that knows how to teach a special brain like yours,
We started calling it a superpower.
Yeah,
so.
I was like, you have a superpower,
Yeah, something that really differentiates you in a really positive way versus some of your peers.
It felt very closed in. It felt different, knowing that I had dyslexia. One thing that does hurt is just I want the teachers to kind of put a little bit more attention with the people that have dyslexia because it takes them a lot more longer to read and sometimes to write if you have dysgraphia like me.
Once you get the diagnosis, everything starts, but there's always something that's coming up. And there's always a battle to be had or an awareness that needs to be made with a new teacher.
When you learn about dyslexia a little bit more, you feel special. I feel like I'm smarter when I do it because I know a lot of things that a lot of kids do not know. That is E = MC squared. I love to research about those things. A person that had dyslexia made that up. And that where I kind of feel special. That's where I kind of feel brave, and that's where I kind of feel well, I actually am very smart. It just takes me a tinge longer to do so.
He loves to cook. He follows Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay and he just
has a creative brain.
Yeah,
every time you eat, he's well, what if we put this spice in there instead of adding that?
I learned about paprika. And I'm like, Mom, did you put paprika in there? I don't know why. I feel so critiqued. I feel like I'm a professional chef, so I'm like, Mom, did you put paprika in there? And she's like, no, I don't think it needs it. I'm like, it does.
Alright guys, so I made some amazing dumplings.
He just has a good palate. He knows how to make things, taste better and he just loves it. We're really impressed.
I love science and I love experiments. So it's like an experiment every other time, and that's what I love about cooking. It's a fun thing to do, it's relaxing, and you don't feel rushed. You just have to be yourself and have fun.
Well, I know he's my child. But he is very much so. Since that child was literally out of the womb, he loves to be front and center, and he's never been nervous.
Jamie Oliver, this is the most bomb class I've ever taken, and this is the after. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and make sure to join Jamie Oliver.
He does not, if you put him in front of 1 million people in an arena, it doesn't faze him. So he just, that's kind of how he's been his whole life. He's kind and sweet. He gets awards at school for being kind, and it's funny because that one time he did get bullied, they brought him in to try to like help mediate this kid because the kid just had, you know.
He became like a peer counselor.
Yeah.
So they would have these lunches with kids that were either the bullies or the kids being bullied, and it would be teachers and Colt. And Colt would explain the way that like he dealt with it and the emotion that it brought to him, and to try to relate to both sides of the equation. We were super proud of him
Yeah.
for that, and being recognized and then being willing to put himself out there like in those situations. So.
Yeah.
What I wish people knew about dyslexia is that we're all special, just takes us a tinge longer to read, and that it's cool that we're different, and that people should not judge us for what we have. We can't help it, and it's an amazing thing that we can't help. That does not mean it's a disability. It should just be called Alexia. That would be cool. It's not it's Alexia.